Hey guys, it's Brownbag talking sports here again, and I'm here to talk about the probably one of the best games of the Sunday. Panthers at Cleveland. The Panthers travel to Cleveland to try and break this four-game losing streak they've been on for the last 4 weeks, but they couldn't get it done, and now they're on a five-game losing streak because they lost to the Cleveland Browns 26-20. Um, Wow. Uh, I was not expecting them to lose this game. Not because the Browns are trash or anything, because even though the Browns have a losing record, at least so far, because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, they could go 7-7-1. But yeah. I don't think the Browns are trash. I don't say that like an insult or anything, but I say that more as a compliment to the Panthers because the Panthers are a really tough team. Like this four-game losing streak, like lots of Saints fans will say that the Panthers are trash, but I don't think they're trash. I just think they've caught some really bad luck, and I just think they've really underachieved. They were always in those four games that they lost. Okay, maybe not that Steelers game, but they could have done things to maybe try and keep it close. But we're not talking about the Steelers game. We're talking about these past three games. Yeah, past three games. Lions, Seattle, and Buccaneers. Um, the games that they lose, like even this Browns one, the games that they've been losing, they've been extremely close. I mean, 20-19, 30-27, 17-24. These are all perfectly. You can at least bring these games to overtime, but they either missed a field goal early in the game or late in the game. They couldn't get the 2 point conversion, and they couldn't score a touchdown. Um, Particularly in that Buccaneers game, Cam just kept overthrowing his receivers. But same with this game. Um, Final drive, Cam couldn't really get anything shaking. In 20-26, that's a winnable game. You're just like you're a touchdown out of that game. You score a touchdown and make an extra point, you win. Heck, most situations you have to make the extra point to tie. But even if you didn't, you'd still be into overtime. But yeah, let me go into these stats real quick. Cam Newton, 26 of 42, 265 passing yards, no touchdown passes, and one interception. Um, yeah, this is not a good game by Cam Newton. Um, and I'm not saying that because he didn't have any passing touchdowns. I'm saying that because, particularly on that final drive, he just couldn't get it to his receivers. Like in some other games, like that's well, not even that Seattle game, but some of these other games, his receivers would drop the ball, and it's not a common occurrence, but his receivers would drop the ball on a key third down or whatever, and they couldn't convert. But this time, Cam was just missing his receivers like crazy. I mean, this made me a little question like, was he injured or anything? Because I heard he had some shoulder problems, but I mean, he was obviously the coaching staff thought that he was healthy enough to go into the game. So I'm not understanding why Cam. I mean, maybe they'll have that shoulder checked out again because of the they took him out of the final play where they had to throw a Hail Mary. They put this dude named Heineke in there, Taylor Heineke, their backup QB, and they put him in the final seconds to throw the Hail Mary. So maybe there's something wrong with Cam's shoulder or something because that was a major problem these last couple of games. The Buccaneers game, he couldn't throw it to he couldn't get it to his receiver. He kept overthrowing them. especially in that final drive. And then he especially overthrew one of his guys during this final drive. I think they were in the red zone. Let me check real quick. Yeah, Cam just completely overthrew this guy, and they were actually within the red zone, so they could have they really could have scored here. Um, but yeah, 4th and goal, Cam just couldn't connect. Even if you want to take the interception out of the equation, Cam Newton, I mean, go back to that final play, that 4th and goal that they had. Cam Newton overthrew that guy. That guy had some good separation between his defender, and if Cam threw that ball better, he would have gotten he would have got the touchdown. But no, man. Like I said before, it might have something to do with his shoulder. But yeah, they need to fix that quick because their playoff hopes are on the line, and even though they're going to be playing a home game this Monday night, they're going to be playing the Saints. And I don't want to pop my collar on my Saints a bit, but whether you're a fan of the Saints or not, you must admit that they're one of the best teams in the NFC, at least in the NFC. So yeah, um, I think they're still a tough team. They kept it close. Carolina's defense kept it close, but I mean, couldn't get it in the end. So now let's talk about the Browns a bit. Baker Mayfield was 18 for 22 attempts, had 238 passing yards, and one touchdown pass. Um, and that one touchdown pass was amazing. That was just amazing. I can't remember who he threw it to, but that was just a perfect ball that he threw. It was like it was definitely over 30 yards, but that was just so perfect. I have to see that again, but yeah, that was perfect play. On paper it doesn't look as impressive, but Baker did what he needed to do. The star of the game was mostly the run game, though. Nick Chubb had 13 carries, 66 yards, averaged 5.1, had a touchdown. Statistically, Baker didn't have the greatest game, but he did what he had to do, and he made plays when they needed them the most. Yeah, I mean, what more could you ask for from a QB? But yeah, barring an injury, I really see this Cleveland team going somewhere. They're even now, like I was about to say that I don't see them going into the playoffs, but even now, I mean, the Steelers just lost an embarrassing game to Oakland. Ravens lost to Kansas City. Um, Bengals lost a really close game to the Chargers. And this win actually helped them division wise. So they're probably not going to win the division, but I mean, they have a decent chance at the AFC wild card, which is really interesting because AFC is really like the AFC most years is like okay, slight tangent for a second. Just want to talk about the AFC for a bit. But the AFC is like usually pretty straightforward, like the Patriots, the Steelers, Kansas City. And then it's kind of a toss up from there. But this season the AFC isn't so straightforward. I mean, the Patriots lost a terrible game to the Dolphins. Um, the Chargers are coming up smooth. Uh, Matter of fact, they just this last Thursday, they actually won against Kansas City. So the AFC West isn't even clinched yet. So yeah, this AFC is pretty tight so far. Slight tangent, but I just really felt like talking about it for a second. But yeah, back to the Browns. Barring any injuries, I think that this team can really improve. Baker's just been looking great since Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley left. No surprise there. I mean, Baker looks like he has some. Baker has some stuff going on, and I hope he can keep it up. I hope that Cleveland can rise from the abyss, kind of like the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers never had it as bad as the Browns, but I mean, every almost every season promised playoffs until they were just completely shattered. But yeah, I don't know which one's worse honestly. Never being able to contend at all and just being sorry for your entire franchise history, or always looking like a contender and then blowing it in the last minute or in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I hope the Browns can really get over the hump. They play the Broncos today actually at 8:20. It's one of the Saturday games. So I'll be seeing that, but if they can win out, they have these last couple of games. They have the Bengals and then they play the Ravens. So Bengals I could see a beat down pretty easily. Ravens, that's going to be a tough game. First time they played, Browns got the win. But it could be another tough game. This time they play in Baltimore. So yeah, that'll be a tough game. Just to talk about this Broncos game a bit. They're going to be going to Denver to play this game. So if Browns can come out with this can really prove how tough of a team they really are. I mean, going to Denver, I mean, granted, it's not like Foxborough or like the Dome, but going a road game period is hard to play, win. But I think the Browns can pull it out. I hope the Browns will pull it out. I hope they can at least win out this. I hope they can win out this season, and then they can build for next season. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. Um, Panthers. If you want to save your wild card hopes, you gotta win some. You gotta win a game soon. You're not getting the division. We're already locked that up. But yeah. So that's basically it. I'm gonna go edit this now. See you guys.